35 years ago, I traveled to Tiananmen Square along with millions of fellow students and citizens in Beijing and from all over the country. We made our voice known at the time to the Chinese Communist Party leaders. Our desire was to pursue a freer, accountable, constitutional democracy in China. And yet, we were met with tanks and machine guns. The Communist Party has committed a massacre as the whole world was watching. And during the past 35 years, sometimes we saw some optimistic signs of small steps of political reform or small steps of more media transparency and freedom. But most of the times, especially today, under the brutal dictator Xi Jinping, we have seen the human rights, religious freedom, freedom of press, freedom of association had reached to the worst level that we have not seen in 40 years. And the Communist Party under Xi Jinping, again, has even engaged genocide, modern-day genocide, with concentration camps of millions in West China, and barbaric practice of organ harvesting had been even widely practiced and continue so, as the independent commission investigation in the United Kingdom has demonstrated and proved. So we have a long way to go. And today, many of my fellow house church pastors, underground Catholic believers, clergymen in mainland China, as well as in Hong Kong, had been incarcerated, arbitrarily imprisoned, and sentenced to long time simply for preaching the peaceful gospel of Jesus Christ, simply for speaking up against the injustice, the imposed evil national security law in Hong Kong. So we have seen the deteriorating situation in China. And where should we go from now after 35 years? And many victims of the Tiananmen massacre are still crying out for the justice to be done. And we should never, ever forget what had happened 35 years ago in the Tiananmen Square. So we should continue to remember, we continue to pray that one day the social justice could be done in a new free China. And we also, every one of us, can play a role in supporting, standing up, and standing in solidarity with those who are persecuted. And many who are still in prison, in labor camps, who could not have a voice. But people like ours in the West, we can speak up as their voice. We can also support their even smallest step to improve the current situation for a freer and better Chinese society. As the Old Testament Micah said, "O man, what's the Lord asks us and requires us to do? That is to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with our God." May God continue to bless the free world. May God bless China and the Chinese people, especially many who are still persecuted. Let's join hands together to create a path with a peaceful, nonviolent transition from a violent communist regime to accountable, free, democratic China one day. Thank you all. God bless you all.